Welcome back to another episode of the Wrestling Around. With me, Terry Peters, I'm joined by the ever-present, well-renowned Scoop L. Scoop, how are we doing?
Also pretty wonderful. Sorry.
I told you what it was written down on a piece of paper is what you were getting. To be fair, I almost called you Scoop L because I wrote Scoop down instead of Scoop. So
Well, I do scope out the best stories.
Have you got any
You got any?
scoops/scopes?
No scoops, no scopes.
And that was the voice of the world-class wrestling journalist and now Corvette driving, Aaron Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
Very well. Very well.
How's the Corvette?
Very nice.
Very
fast.
Very fast. How fast are we talking?
150.
Fucking hell. Okay, we'll move on from that slightly. Please don't.
Tops out at 215. So got another 65 miles to go.
Is
Kilometers
it
per hour, so it's all legal.
Is it thirsty?
No. So I drove 200 miles on the way back. Only used half a tank. So
That's pretty good.
and that's getting quite throttle happy as well.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be quite thirsty, to be fair, but fair play. Fair play. Right, we aren't.
How are you, Terry? How are you?
Hanging out, mate. Well, I went out last night, and yeah, it was what it was. I felt okay during the day. I went out for a walk. I had 2 milkshakes today, by the way.
That can't be helping if you're hungover.
No,
Milkshake. That's like
yeah, I got a salty
Okay.
caramel one and a strawberry one. They're fantastic.
Surely that a curdle.
No, that was after. That was when I'd gone out for my walk to get some fresh air. So I was feeling a little bit better.
completely empty at that point.
Yeah, I was feeling a little bit better. To try and cure the hangover, I did have coconut porridge, which was not the one. Coconut and chia porridge.
Look me.
Then what else have I eaten today? 2 packs of Wotsits, scampi and ketchup, and in a sandwich I've eaten 2 southern fried chicken burgers with a bit of lettuce and mayo.
Wish for the worst there.
Yeah, honestly, I think on Friday, genuinely, I don't think I had a bit of fruit or veg all day. I worked out, which is quite bad, really.
Aaron, do you feel like you've traveled back in time about 15 years and this is OG Rob L?
Oh, and I had a Reese's
Tragic magic.
I had a Reese's nutty chocolate bar thing as well with my milkshake, which was fantastic.
I think the only thing that I'd have topped off is if he ended the night with his head in a bin. Did that happen?
No, not this time.
Oh.
Was sick on a street though, so
Oh, in a bush.
and went into One Stop and got a share bag of Doritos and snaffled them all before getting a taxi home.
What flavour Doritos?
Just cool original. That's all they had.
I've seen you can get and Ross would hear this because it's just about on a new show. But you can get a Burger King Whopper Doritos now. Not tried them.
Burger King. I don't know how I feel about
that. Yeah, we've tried a cheeseburger once a couple of years ago. It's probably the same thing.
Yeah, it will be. The old burger, and pizza crisps just taste like cheese, basically. That's all they are. So yeah, I'm not feeling them. I was fine, and then I've sort of come upstairs, and now I'm not feeling the most sprightly. I don't know if that's because I've moved off the sofa where I've been parked for most of the afternoon. But like I say, it's not about me. It is about the wrestling news, which there isn't a great deal of this week, and it is mainly WWE related as well. So we'll start with where are we going to start? We'll start with titles changing. Lita and Becky Lynch win the women's tag titles. This, for me, surprised me, to be honest. I wasn't expecting that news when I woke up on Tuesday morning.
It makes sense from a road to WrestleMania point perspective. You can't have heels v heels if they plan on doing Ronda and Shayna. But from what I've been reading, they're planning on various changes to the champions between now and WrestleMania anyway. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of jump from champion to champion in the next few weeks.
I wonder who they're going to have, whether it'll go back to Damage Katal or if it'll be somebody else. Because this is the big issue that we always mention about with the women's tag belt. There aren't enough women to service the tag belts, really.
Well, did you see that Ronda tweet, which was hilarious because it was true, but it was the women's tag division is just Natalia and whichever parcel she picks to tag with her.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, and I think that's a fair statement because that's exactly how this sort of stuff works.
But also, because it's weird because I thought the whole thing about them not doing Ronda and Becky Lynch shit was that Ronda didn't want to work with Becky Lynch, but now they seem to be planning that it looks like Ronda's going to work with Becky Lynch unless it's in a multi-woman match, in which case she's okay with it.
Yeah, maybe.
But also, here's the scoop because Ronda is an absolute mark.
Well, yeah,
and got very offended by Becky's tweets about 3 or 4 years ago. So didn't want to put her over.
Standard.
But yeah, the scoop is there's the rub. Ronda's injured at the moment.
Yeah, it was going to be my next bit. What is the injury?
Something to do with her arm, I believe.
Yes.
Unfortunate when that's like her whole sort of offense, isn't it? Judo and submissions and
she had her arm in a sling.
Yeah, a sling made out of her own judo black belt.
I mean, that's just stupid. How long are we thinking that she's out for? What's the...
She should be fine before WrestleMania, I think.
Okay, so it's not too bad.
They did a backstage brawl on SmackDown. It was mad because obviously she couldn't actually take part in it because she was injured. So they just cut to it and she was laid on the floor and then the brawl was happening around her. But yeah, I think they blamed it on Natalia and Tegan Knox.
So they'll probably be the next tag champs then.
I was thinking, are they going to do like a four-way ladder match or something? You know, they always do a big one. They've never done it with a woman before.
Yeah, it's rumored for Trish Stratus to be turning heel as well, to turn on Lita and Becky.
Do we really want to see Trish there as well?
She's there. She's returned.
Yeah, I know, but why?
She's
big name, isn't she?
Big name. All the stars come out for WrestleMania.
Not for me.
Weird that they didn't have her return in Canada the week after, but
yeah, well, she was there, wasn't she? And then didn't get used. Apparently, she was actually at Raw, but wasn't used.
Yeah, but she meant to say it. But then you got to, maybe that's the twist because there's 3 people in Damage Control. Only 2 can go for the belt, so does Bailey end up breaking off on the other 2 and tagging with Trish? That feels weird.
I don't know. It seems very weird. Like I say, for me, I wouldn't have brought either of them back. I don't see the point personally. Or if you do, why insert them into matches? I know I was just saying that there isn't enough women on the roster to service the tag division, but I think you've got other people in NXT that could do a good job of that rather than bringing back Lita and Trish for me personally. Where else are we going? We'll stay with SmackDown in a sense of the King and Queen of the Ring are going to take place in Saudi Arabia, which I personally would still like to see King and Queen of the Ring in its own pay-per-view again. I think it was an underrated show back in the day. I think it was quite a good pay-per-view, but I can understand why they're doing it in Saudi Arabia as well, to be fair. I don't know when...
It's going to be its own pay-per-view this year, though, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah. Is that? But it's just happening in Saudi. Is that what?
Yeah. According to Wikipedia, which is my reliable source, Scoop Out.
Michael Scott.
That's what it says. Yeah, it says in Jeddah.
Right. Okay.
For me, if it was me booking, I'd have done King and Queen of the Ring in the UK and done Money in the Bank in Saudi. Personally, I just think it fits a little bit nicer.
I guess so. They'll probably want. They'll attract a bigger crowd, I reckon, to Money in the Bank than what they would King and Queen for the UK, which obviously
I think whatever show there was to bring over, it'll sell out.
See, I personally think Money in the Bank is better here than it would be in Jeddah. But I get what you're saying of why it would make sense for it to be over there. Yeah, because obviously that's where a lot of money.
And also, like, it's just like royal family in that, isn't it? Clash at the castle, and then we have a fucking king and
well. True. Yeah, bring.
But yeah, they could call it anything and it'd sell out. They could call it WWE shit on a stick and it'd sell out Wembley. I think at this point,
as long as it isn't shit on an actual
100%.
stick, shit on a stick match,
shit on a pole match.
Yeah, shit on a pole match. There you go. That's all you need, isn't it? Shit on a pole.
But I'm glad that it's another Saudi show, so we'll get to watch it at a reasonable time.
Yeah, that is always a positive. Like 5 p.m. almost.
As long as it's on a Saturday as well. The Thursday ones were really. I see a show from work.
I was going to say, I remember there wasn't one on a Friday as well. Was that the Australian one?
Yeah.
I seem to remember.
They used to do the Saturday ones on a Friday before SmackDown moved.
That was it. That was it. I remember sort of leaving
Yeah.
work one day and going, "Oh, it's starting. I need to get home." I think was it John Cena was on one?
That was Greatest Royal Rumble. We should do
Yeah,
that one. I mean, it's too
great. When was
too
that?
long. It was 2018.
Oh yeah, so Braun Strowman's now the longest reigning champion WWE, isn't he? Because of that.
Sure is.
But we forget that. But staying with the longest reigning champion WWE, Roman and Cody had a segment on SmackDown this week, which I've not seen, but you two can take the floor with it because you have both seen it.
Yeah, Roman just buries Cody.
That's basically what happens. That was the
In
show.
I thought Cody. So it started off Cody calls him out, doesn't he? And then obviously Roman comes out with the bloodline, and Cody, in so many words, says, "Do you really need all your backup?" So Roman tells them all to leave, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Then he goes, "Does that make you more comfortable?"
And then he throws the belts on the floor, and he says, "You're not going to like this." Throws the belts on the floor. Yeah,
I know he used to do all the
respecting
time.
the belts.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, have you ever won that? No. You ever even challenged for all these? No.
You have the main event at WrestleMania?
Yeah, no." And he's got the most WrestleMania moments of all time now, I think.
Yes.
I believe is being Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
I don't know why I can just see Cody not winning at Mania. I don't know why.
I think based on what happened on SmackDown, I'm convinced that Roman is winning and Jey Uso is the guy to end the streak. It doesn't make the more I think about it, like Cody's story doesn't need to beat Roman; it just needs to win it.
Yeah.
So I think there's more in another year of Cody chasing.
I agree.
I just don't know when they drop the belts for Roman. I think that's the biggest issue I've got with it. They've sort of backed themselves into a corner where it's quite difficult to get rid of them.
Yeah, I think because he's on SmackDown was like 915 days or something. They mentioned that a lot, which makes me think they're going to take him over 1,000.
Yeah, they want to take him to 1,000, so then he's the longest reigning, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think that the whole story.
So when's 1,000 days, and that's another SummerSlam-ish.
Yeah, like 10 weeks from now, and it's yeah. Before SummerSlam, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it'd be before SummerSlam if it's 10 weeks.
I mean, yeah, 10 weeks. 10 weeks, 20, yeah, 25 days.
Wonder if they take it up to SummerSlam then? SummerSlam, G and Roman.
I think so. I don't think it needs to end at WrestleMania. But I think the more I think about it, I watch Cody win now. But the more I think about it, I think it needs to be Jey Uso for this whole story to make sense.
I just worry that they've really backed themselves into by giving him both titles was the issue really for me, that they backed themselves into a corner instead of just letting him have one.
Yeah, well, that was it. The original plans were that Cody was going to beat Seth for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, I think that's the big issue I've got, is that they've really booked themselves into a corner with it now. You don't see your top title week in, week out anywhere. And then if you give it to him longer, it just, while I get why they want to do it over 1,000 days, it kind of just makes Cody's win insignificant in the Rumble, in my opinion. Because, like, he came back from injury, he came back very quick. And then where does he go from there? Like, keep chasing it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think if you were doing it with Cody, you'd start again from the bottom, wouldn't you? And he'd have to beat some heels in there, and he could.
Yeah,
next year. I would have him win the Rumble 2 years in a row, because hopefully by that next year you'd have 2 belts again, and he could win like the Elimination Chamber or something. And that's the whole thing. He's desperate. He's got to get there.
Yeah,
like I say, I think that's the biggest worry. The biggest thing I think is I genuinely can see Roman winning at Mania.
However, Cody is seriously over at the moment.
He is, and Sammy was
but that doesn't
less over than I thought. Sammy in the main event lost to Solo Sikoa. But when he was fighting off the bloodline, when he was fighting off the bloodline, he just didn't seem as hot.
The thing is, though, you wonder again if, because he lost at Elimination Chamber, have they now just thought, is he going to lose that sparkle a little bit? Because it's like, well,
I don't think they're definitely carrying on the fact that he's the guy breaking up the bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, I just mean like if he'd have won the title, imagine how over he would be. Compared to, like, I'm just thinking, do people go, well, they're obviously not that bothered about him because they'd have given him the title, so what's the point in cheering for him?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's another Daniel Bryan situation, that's for sure, which is a good thing, I think. I think WWE fans want to enjoy WWE now, which is different to like 10 years ago, which is nice.
Yeah, well, I think the problem is 10 years ago, there was a lot of crap about, wasn't there?
Genuinely, and there was no AEW So
Yeah.
you had to, if you wanted
what
televised
was
wrestling, you had to watch
WrestleMania
WWE.
29. What was that main event?
Yeah, it's The Rock and Cena.
Was that the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, which wasn't the best one either, was it?
29 was very predictable, man. Can't actually, but
I'm just trying to think what else happened.
Can't was going to say that, but yeah, I'd have Jey Uso be the one to end it. I feel like it's the only way the story ends properly, in my opinion.
Well, he was the one that started it, wasn't he? In that
Exactly.
Hell in a Cell match.
We
I always called
well.
it Hell in a Cell in a Chamber. Hell in a Cell in a Chamber. God,
I quit
in
the Hell in a Cell on it.
Yeah,
but with Cody as well. If you think about it, he's come back, and his whole thing is, I've joined the WWE to win the WWE Championship. I need to. And he's come back. He's had a feud with Seth. Then he's been out for like 9 months. He's only had been on the roster like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah,
it almost feels a bit rushed.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. It really is a weird one because it feels, in a way, that sometimes he's almost doing the same character what he was when AEW started as well.
I think that's just his character now, isn't it?
What? Horrendously annoying. I'm doing it for my dad. I don't give a fuck. Sure.
Wow.
It's just so irritating. It's the same thing on both of them. Just stop it, man. Just come up with something original.
That's his whole thing. It's the American Nightmare.
Yeah, don't we know it? We see it every bastard week on his neck.
It's one of the best in the world.
Right. I still don't think he's winning.
How many 5-star matches did you have, Terry?
More than him.
Yes, it's true. He's had loads on Wrestling Around.
Absolutely.
That's Dave Meltzer reviews, isn't it?
Yeah.
Count.
But yeah, I at WrestleMania don't see Cody winning. Again, staying with SmackDown. I don't know if they're still called the Banger Bros because they kind of worked out that was a porn company, didn't they?
No, she's Bang Bros.
Is it Bang Bros now?
Bang Bros
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
No, the new name is Lemon Party.
Biggest fan is Bean.
Yeah,
Bean the banger.
Got copies all over his house.
So this is Drew McIntyre and Sheamus looking at splitting them up. I think this has been sort of rumored for the last couple of weeks, hasn't it? Where they go from here, I don't really know after that because it feels like Drew probably should be back in the main title picture, but I don't feel as though he will be. And then Sheamus should really be in the IC title picture. But
well, again, that's why they split up.
Are they actually split up now?
Well, they had a bit of an argument on SmackDown.
Right,
you can tell I've watched SmackDown for the first 9 weeks this week.
You can tell I haven't. Literally haven't seen anything.
So Drew came out and he was, "Oh no, laddie, I need to challenge for the IC title." Like that was Jordy.
Why is he Jordy? Jordy Drew.
It's the same thing in his favourite mouth. And then Sheamus came out, "Oh, you fucking what? You fucking, I can't believe you fucking do that. You know the IC fucking title's my fucking title. I need to win it."
Why is he Stone Cold cross with an Irish person?
And Sheamus is like, "Oh no, like you had 2 chances and you lost it, laddie." And Sheamus is like, "I can't fucking believe it. I can't believe you're fucking doing it to me." And then the LA Knight comes out for some reason. And that was great because LA Knight was like doing a promo. And Sheamus and Drew were just still arguing in the ring, just like completely ignoring the fact that LA Knight was doing his promo. And then they were like, you can't have an LA WrestleMania about LA Knight. And then New Day came out and went, like, you kind of can, dude. That's fine. Like, you can't. What's wrong with that? Of course you can't do. So they were in there, and then Karrion Kross came out to get everyone out. And it's a 5-way match between them 5. For some reason, Xavier Woods didn't get included.
Well, yeah. Well, Kofi was meant to be in it.
Literally going to be my next point.
He is now injured with an ankle
is he
injury.
injured?
Yeah.
Not expected to make WrestleMania because he may need surgery. In which case, it's rumored Xavier's going to take his place.
Bloody hell.
That's another issue for him because they've got the NXT titles as well, haven't they?
Yes.
Did he still have them?
I think so.
They didn't. I don't think they carried him out with him on that.
Does he really acknowledge NXT on the main roster? I don't really. I know obviously they come out at the Rumble, but like I'm surprised if they don't. Oh, it's Gallus.
Oh yeah,
it's
did Gallus. You lose but Vengeance Day.
You can tell we don't watch NXT.
Yeah, I thought it'd have. But yeah, so I think either next week, either Imperium take everyone out and we get a 6-way ladder match. I'm just pining for a ladder match at WrestleMania. Or
I think there'll be a ladder match.
Somehow, Drew and Sheamus win at the same time, and it's a triple threat that's been rumored for ages. which I actually think would be my preferred choice.
Who that then? Sheamus, Drew, and Gunther.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Sheamus. I think Sheamus needs to win it.
Yeah. Well, Sheamus has also tweeted, backstabbing bastard after backstabbing bastard after backstabbing bastard after backstabbing.
That was the whole thing. I mean, I'll be honest, like Sheamus did.
So is Sheamus becoming the heel then?
I don't know. They both. Sheamus looked a bit like to use that wrestling around term, he looked like a little bitch, I thought, in that promo. It didn't come across well. He was like, "Oh God, Drew, you can't let this challenge for a title because I want to challenge for it." Drew's like, "Fuck off! I want to challenge for some titles."
So it does sound like they're turning Sheamus heel then and trying to keep Drew face.
Yeah, I don't think they'll turn Drew.
Yeah. But then I feel like they can both be faces though after having a triple threat, because I feel like Sheamus needs to win it now as a babyface.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing Drew as a heel. I think he'd play quite a good heel.
Yeah. Drew's going to win the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank. That's why I don't know.
Oh, I imagine.
Just every UK pay-per-view he's challenging. That's, yeah.
I don't know what... to be fair, I don't know what they'll do at Money in the Bank for the title. Probably won't be there.
Rich
Holland.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to watch it on telly, because tickets sold out in 2 minutes. I know it was last week. That's what's news on it, but anyway.
Yeah, they did, though, didn't they?
Yeah. But not that we would have got them anyway, because Ross fucking forgot to log on. But whatever.
To be fair, I think it doesn't... To me, they still should have done it at Tottenham or Wembley.
Yeah.
But that's another story for another day. Or Peter Doon.
But if we settle in the thing of like having one every... Oh, yeah, because obviously Ridge Holland needs to win it at Craven Park.
Yes. Yeah.
But
we saw Ridge Holland, didn't we, at Bonus Arena?
Yeah, that was the promo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They did a Triple H did the promo for the London taping, and then we got Ridge Holland doing a promo for the whole taping. Good stuff.
Incredible scenes.
Yeah.
Where are we? Brock Lesnar is saying goodbye. He could be on his way out very soon. I saw this.
He's had enough on him.
I'm surprised he's been back as long as what he has, because he tends to just sort of give up when he wants to, doesn't he?
Well, he has been. The reason he stayed so long is because he was enjoying it, but now I don't think he's in.
His mate's not there anymore, is he? Although looking at his bloody WrestleMania match, he might be, because Christ, that's going to be a terrible match. Sheamus almost, Lesnar almost.
Well, he said yes to it, didn't he? Because they originally pitched him against Bray Wyatt, and he said absolutely not.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, instead of a match, it's going to be more for a moment of something.
The F5.
There's going to be a ridiculous F5, isn't there? I think that's what it's all going to be built around, is Omos receiving the F5.
But does Omos win then if Brock's on his way out? That'd be a turn up for the Bucks.
If he did, it kills. If he doesn't, it probably... Well, I mean, Omos isn't very good anyway, but it certainly kills any momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him just bury Omos.
I think Omos is crap, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I was
crap.
Last week.
I'm surprised he's stuck around.
I'm surprised this is happening.
Well, WrestleVotes, I think, tweeted this week that somebody played a hand in it and there was a Vince McMahon gif.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Right. I've just noticed, right? I nearly tweeted every day, but I realised that I have cultaholic people who follow me, so they would be upset at me. But what I was basically, right, I'm sick of this fucking news cycle right now, right? It's always someone tweets like a vague gif and like, oh, Vince probably back in charge, yeah. And then everyone goes mental for like 2 or 3 days, and then Meltzer or Sean Ross Sapp said, no, he's not back. And everyone's like, oh, okay then. And then the same thing happens next week, and it's just week after week. What is going on with the wrestling news? I only trust one guy, Aaron Franklin.
And he's sat right there.
Yeah.
I don't. To be fair, those rumors are always going to be around, aren't they?
Yeah.
But this does feel like a very Vincey match, only purely because it's got Omos in it.
Yeah.
Purely because of Omos. I think if it was anybody else he was against, it wouldn't.
I don't doubt that Vince is talking to Triple H and giving him advice.
Yeah. Well, advice, and whether he takes it or not is his.
I think if you're Triple H, you'd be daft not to listen to Vince a lot of the time.
So I'm just going to kind of merge this into one of the other news segments. Is you've got potentially what's going to be the smallest WrestleMania cards in history, and you put Omos on it. If you're some of the other talent, you're going to be fucking pissed, aren't you?
Because, to be fair to Triple H, when you look at the way he does a pay-per-view, it's not like a big card, is it? It's more sort of longer matches, but less of them, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm all for that.
It's like the opposite of an AEW pay-per-view, which has got like 20 matches at 20 minutes long.
This one tonight, by the way.
It's got an hour.
We'll get onto it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all
Yeah,
for.
I know there is. Yeah.
All for less matches, more content, should we say, in that respect. But you're putting Omos over.
But Omos is Omos. Yeah.
Yeah, you just.
Yeah. No, I
so
agree
much
with you
better
totally.
talent on the car on your roster.
Just looking at it now, there's 5 matches at the moment for Mania. Roman Cody, Charlotte Rhea, Bianca Asuka, Brock Omos, and then Gunter versus whoever.
Yeah, you've got Usos versus Owens and Zayn as well.
Yeah, that'll be booked on there eventually.
Yeah, it'll be about 12 matches overall, won't they?
Yeah, 6 each
It's
night.
not bad for two
nights.
No,
not all.
Yeah, I'm just ashamed about the Battle Royal, though.
What, the armbar?
Yeah, they're not having them in show, are they?
Are they not doing it at all?
No. Shame. Because
to me, it's always
I think
been
like
done
you've got to
wrong.
be the best, right? So you've got to, WrestleMania should be something you earn. But also, it's kind of a cool experience. And also, it just gives the pre-show fucking something, doesn't it?
Yeah, because if
So you don't have just Booker T yakking for it's 2 hours on.
If it's 2 hours again and there's nothing on,
yeah.
They put the Battle Royal on SmackDown last year anyway, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yes,
they have done the last couple of years.
Was it the night before?
Yeah.
The night before
WrestleMania
Mania?
SmackDown. Because it is in LA, is it, obviously?
Yes. The thing is, though, you're looking at it, they've had 8 of them. Has anyone, to me, they've always done it wrong as well, the armbar. Whoever's won it has never really gone on and done massive things after winning it.
To me, counterpoint. We saw Shaq and DDP.
Yes, no, it's fine. It's fine for that.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, whoever wins it, to me, it should be a springboard to like taking a step up to a mid-card title.
Yeah, I suppose the only person
that's my only thing.
Is Jey Uso, but then he was already on there anyway.
I was going to maybe suggest Corbin.
Well, yeah, I suppose he debuted. That's how he debuted on the roster.
Yeah, and then
absolute dog shit.
So I would just go through the winners. Cesaro never did anything after winning it.
They tried with him though.
They tried, but
a lot. Yeah,
Big Show.
Yeah, he'd already had his career by that.
I feel like that was more a nice thing.
Thank you.
Big Show on it.
Corbin,
Yeah,
Mojo Rawley.
Dog shit.
That was to do the whole. Who was the fella?
Gronk.
Yeah, is that
Matt Hardy? That was the whole. Was that the Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was there for that one. Yeah.
Braun Strowman.
Well, yeah, he's gone on to bigger, better things because he went on to the title, didn't he?
So okay,
I think by that point, Braun Strowman had already been in the main event. That was
already done it. I can't remember. That was almost like 2019. That one.
That was almost like a downgrade. He'd not main event wrestling. He'd not won a title yet at that point, but he'd already been challenging Roman.
He'd been in around that picture.
That was after the whole "I'm not finished with you" thing, which was great.
Jey Uso.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the one.
Madcap Moss.
Yeah.
It's and that's the only thing for me is like while it's great, it was never utilized correctly for me. But I would like to see it come back to WrestleMania because it does have fun moments, and it adds to a pre-show, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does add to a pre-show. Lastly, with WWE, Sonya Deville was arrested in New York, I believe, this week or last week. TMZ reported for gun possession because I think she only had a license to hold one in Florida. I think is the article that I saw. It was something definitely to do with the licensing. I'm sure it's Florida, so that's where a lot of
that was
live, isn't
it? Yeah, that's where she lives. She got it after she was stalked.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. I did suspect that's probably why she's got one. To be fair, because that was just fucking mental, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That whole story.
There's no heat on her though.
No. Well, it's illegal. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it works. I thought you were just allowed to carry them as part of the amendments, but I didn't realize you need licenses or how it fully works.
Only in certain states.
Is it certain states where you're allowed to bear them?
Different states have different rules, but I think New York have.
Well, New York's quite left, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's basically how it works. If it's a red state, do what the fuck you want.
Yeah. I
kind
of get that. I kind of get that impression. But I didn't realize that until this week. But like I say, to be fair, I bet a lot of them have got guns that you don't even that will just be there because
I think it's hard to
in America, isn't it?
It's hard to comment as a Brit, because it just seems the idea of someone just having a handgun in the car seems absolutely
just buy
mental
one,
to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, over here we need licenses, don't we? But like, I know they've got to be
And
kept,
rightly so.
Yeah, well, yeah, and they've got to be kept like locked up away from ammo, right upstairs or whatever. There's so many legal ramifications here, whereas, like I say, in America, it's just so different.
Yeah,
so different.
Don't try buying a fucking Kinder Egg. Anyway.
What?
Kinder Eggs are banned over there because they're dangerous to kids, but assault rifles are just
yeah, right, got you.
Do what you want.
Do what you want. Yeah. In fact, sort of staying with WWE, but not. Naomi will be making her first appearance since walking out of the company last May at WrestleCon during the WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, which is also in LA.
Yeah, well, it will be. I suspect they do all that sort of stuff, don't they, over that weekend?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen this, to be fair. I hadn't seen this, but I believe she's still under contract.
Well, she did that.
No one's really.
She did that Comic-Con with Sasha like right after it happened, didn't she?
I mean, I don't know. Again, under Triple H's watch, whether there'll be maybe not as strict rules around this sort of stuff as to what there was. I don't know.
I don't. Like, I'll be honest, I don't really care about Naomi, but I saw the poster, and it was the saddest thing ever. Right? Let me try and find it.
I mean,
basically, so it's advertising Naomi and Sasha. I'm trying to find
Naomi and
and Sasha Banks both at the same time. Mercedes Venado now, and it's like IWGP Women's Champion, star the Mandalorian, former WWE Women's Champion, Mercedes Venado, and on the other side it just says Trinity Fatu, Naomi. That was the only thing.
She's held up to the women's title as well, hasn't she?
That was the only thing that was on the poster, and I was just like, oh.
She had the women's title as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
That's even more awkward.
It really was.
A fairly good lineup, though.
I don't know who's on it, to be fair. I think they always look quite cool, them sort of things, to be fair, but that's me just being a bit nerdy.
I ain't gonna read them all out. I'll just name
the highlights, yeah.
So, Young Bucks, Goldberg, Mercedes Moné, Adam Cole, I
guess there'll be more
Arn Anderson.
I guess there'll be more AEW people than WWE work there.
Yeah, Billy Gunn, Boogeyman, Brandy Rhodes.
In fact, Brandy Rhodes hasn't been signed by WWE.
Oh, this is an opportunity for Goldberg. Bret Hart's there. Brutus Beefcake, Britt Baker, Buff Bagwell. Yeah, there's fucking loads of people. Kurt Angle's there. D'Lo Brown, Devon Dudley.
It's basically like a big convention, isn't it?
Well, it's just access, but
yeah, it's just
the non-WWE version. The only thing I find weird about is that you've got to pay to get in.
And then you pay for the stuff.
And you pay for each, but
I think that's standard sort of
convention stuff.
Yeah, convention stuff, because I've spoke to people about it before, and they'll pay to go in, and then if they want something signing, you have to then pay.
Yeah, it's
all the signing.
It's about £80 a session. Looking at some of them, $80 a session
for the wrestlers.
Meet and greet pair wrestling.
Yeah, it'll be. I guess it is quite cool.
Well, they are charged separate. Honky Tonk ain't charging that much. I mean,
no, I was going to say it'll all be individual work.
It's like cameo on it.
But, like the Young Bucks, obviously more expensive than.
But if you're into that sort of thing, good for you, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I always find it weird. Like, I've been to Access a couple of times, and I don't know. The photos I'm fine with. The autographing I've never got, but maybe that's just me.
People collect them though, don't they?
Yeah.
People do collect them. And it is quite a cool thing to collect, to be fair. It depends what you have signed, though, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah.
It does depend.
Having said that, I do have a signed Edge t-shirt upstairs. So.
I wonder if you can...
I've got a signed Sami Zayn ticket somewhere.
I might buy some Goldberg boots and then get Bret Hart to sign.
Yes, should do that.
I wouldn't. I wonder if he would even notice.
See, what did Bret Hart sign for us? Was it a pair of glasses or something, or a WCW program?
Yeah, it was. It was a pair of his glasses.
Yeah, I don't think I've got those, but I like the picture. Do you know what I mean? I'm more of a picture guy than an autograph guy.
I had them. I usually keep them over there somewhere. They're not. They won't be far away. They'll be in this room somewhere.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I've See, Bret was a real nice guy to me. I said, "Oh, Bret, I'm a big fan of your matches," and he turned around and went, "I really fucking hate Goldberg," and I'm like, "Bret, that's not what we're fucking talking about." But no, I just went on about it.
To be fair, I thought it was quite cool getting a pair of Bret Hart sunglasses signed by Bret Hart. To be fair, I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like the Rey Mysterio thing, wasn't it? With the picture that we got on it.
Yeah,
because there will be people that got mass signed, which again will be quite cool. To be fair.
Yeah.
And then shifting gears slightly over to AEW, Chris Jericho has zero interest in returning to WWE. Doesn't surprise me, to
Not
be
going to see a
honest.
Hall of Famer, are we?
If this was on Twitter, I'd be tweeting the Ron Burgundy "I don't believe you" gif right now. He's going back.
I think he's settled in AEW now, though. Even when you listen to his podcast, I just don't think. I think he'll go back for an Hall of Fame induction, but I don't think he'll have another run in WWE.
I think he'll finish in AEW.
I don't, because I think he's too old.
I think he'll finish in AEW, but I think he gets paid quite handsomely, doesn't he? In AEW,
and he's the biggest star in AEW.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
I kind of think that he wouldn't get in a main title picture, would he? I don't think anything would really centre around him particularly either.
No, you're just using to put over some.
Yeah, and I think
what he could do is someone like really young and up and coming and promising from NXT could come up and feud with Jericho for 6 months and then disappear. So that'd be good. Just kind of like what happens in AEW now.
I don't even know who's feuding with. Has he got a match tonight? We'll have a quick look at the AEW card.
It sure does with Ricky Stark.
Action.
Ricky Stark. That's it. What's the pay-per-view this evening?
Revolution.
I think this is like, I heard this described as their Survivor Series. That is basically out of their fall pay-per-views the worst one. Usually every year it's like the weakest.
No, it's still be like 7 hours long. And Scoop, apparently, and Tony Khan has more announcements coming.
That's what he said.
Yes, I did see that. Which will, if it's anything like the last one, will be terrible.
You've got to hand it to him. The ratings shot up when he said he had an announcement, and it went right back down again the week he said he didn't. So
to be fair,
maybe there's some in it.
What he announced, I quite like, because I quite like the sort of things where you see behind the curtain a little bit. But I did watch a preview of it, and there was one bit that looked very, very scripted.
Was that the Ruby Soho?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
It looked. The rest of it looked. The rest of it looked quite good.
The young man said something to Tony Khan, and Tony Khan was like, "Oh fuck," and that was clearly if they cover the CM Punk stuff, it's going to be great.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting.
But yeah, I saw that Ruby and Tay Conti.
Tay Conti.
I'll say Tay Mello now.
Tay Mello, yeah, sorry.
And it just reminded me of like Love Is Blind or something like that. It was appallingly badly acted.
What's that? What's the term they use in The Only Way Is This? It's like some of this is scripted for your
structured reality.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It did feel very much like that.
It's like have that argument again quickly. Like
yeah. So just before we finish the news, then Revolution 2023 is this evening at time of recording. We've got 8 matches and 1 dark match, so 9 matches overall. So we've got Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers, which are Penta El Zero and Rey Fenix, versus Ari Daivari. Didn't know he'd gone there. Yeah, I didn't know he'd gone there. I was checking who it was. And the Varsity Athletes, which are Josh Woods and Tony Nese, in a 6-man tag match. That is your dark match for the evening.
Big match.
To be fair, this has been quite a storyline that's been going on a while. Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yes, because Christian was injured.
He got injured, didn't he? A final burial match.
Yep, buried alive. So the story is here.
Has this match been changed last minute?
Yeah.
So I thought it had.
The story is basically because Christian keeps bringing up Jack Perry's dead dad. So he was like, well, if you keep bringing on my dead dad enough, like, why don't you join him? I'm going to fucking bury you. So that's basically... Christian loses, goes back to WWE. I'm going to say that right, everyone, but I don't know. That's the thing.
Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks.
This
the Jericho Appreciation Society banned from ringside. The Elite, which are Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson with Don Callis against the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews with Julia Hart for the World Trios title. Jimmy Hayter versus Saraya versus Ruby Soho for the women's title. Moxley versus Hangman Page in a Texas Death Match. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT title, which, to be honest, I think Samoa Joe will lose and go to Ring of Honor. The Guns, so Austin and Colton Gunn versus the Acclaimed, Anthony Bowens, Max Caster with Billy Gunn versus Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett. Why Jeff Jarrett is in an actual title match, God only knows, but Jeff with Jarrett, Sonjay Dutt and Satnam Singh versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen for the World Tag Team titles. Genuinely could see Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal winning that.
Yeah.
Which would be an absolute disgrace.
Heat, brother.
And then a 60-minute Iron Man match, which I think could be a really good match. MJF versus Bryan Danielson for the world title.
Oh, another scoop. It's expected MJF is going to be in WWE by this time next year.
According to the man himself.
Yeah.
That's what he's been telling people in WWE. Believe Fightful.
The battle, it's his contract's up, is it next year, I think?
Yeah, he said.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you next year or something like that. Someone in WWE.
Which kind of lines up with what Triple H had said, was it last week or the week before, saying he's going to be going hard after all AEW up-and-coming contracts.
To be fair, MJF is great.
Yeah.
He is absolutely brilliant. And I think he would work better under Triple H than what he would Vince. Personally. Because I think Triple H will let him more of a free rein to do what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still young, isn't he? He's fucking early 20s.
26, yeah. He's very, very young.
Yeah, he's 20 years younger than Bobby Lashley, so
that he is.
It's impressive.
He's 27 in 10 days' time. There you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that is Revolution 2023. So, a smaller card, but probably still will go on quite a while.
I hope for the sake of the Iron Man match, it didn't go on too long by the time that starts. I think Bryan Danielson said they should do what he wants to open the show a bit, and I think that makes sense.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to be very tired, aren't you, by the time you know you've got another hour's worth of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just looking at the card last year, they had 3 dark matches, and then 9 main events, like main matches. 3 of those went over 20 minutes as well, which is just 2, to be fair, went over 25 minutes.
Was that the one where a journalist asked him about how long it went, and he just absolutely buried him? Right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're all looking forward to the post-show press conference. See what happens.
Yeah, see what happens this time.
Yeah.
See what happens this time. But yeah, so that is it. On Wednesday we will be doing a watch along of WrestleMania, not the whole show of WrestleMania 24. The 3 main events, I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
Which is off the top of my head now, the 2 title matches. And is it the Undertaker match or the Shawn Michaels match? I can't remember which one we're doing now.
Shawn Michaels,
Shawn Michaels, that's it.
Or Floyd Mayweather.
Let me just have a look which the matches are, because I'm very unprepared. So we're doing Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair, Randy Orton against Triple H and John Cena, and the Undertaker against Edge. So yeah, we are seeing Undertaker as well.
Yeah.
For 2 titles and the retirement match of Ric Flair. And that will be happening on Wednesday, where you can listen to it right here on Wrestling Around. Well, that's it for the news this week. Lou, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Aaron, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Don't forget you can find us on Twitter at ResAround. Give us all your tweets, all your good stuff. Twitch.tv/ResAround as well. We'll get up before we go to on Wednesday. We'll catch up with what happened at Clash at the Andrew Castle. Was it Clash at the Andrew Castle?
No, that was ages ago. This was
shit.
I forgot about it. WrestleMania Chamber.
WrestleMania Chamber
/ the Lethal Lottery.
/ the Lethal Lottery. If that sounds like your sort of thing, catch us on Wednesday where you can hear all about it. But we will see you then. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll be out on Wednesday.